Throughout history, the men tasked with leading the free world have usually owned pets. Barack Obama had a dog, Calvin Coolidge had a crocodile, and Thomas Jefferson had dick. By dick, I of course mean Thomas Jefferson's beloved pet Mockingbird.
Was he a big fan of birds then?
Thomas Jefferson, yeah, he was a well-renowned ornithologist, or bird nerd as I like to call them. He owned quite a few songbirds throughout his life, but apparently dick was his favourite.
His favourite was
Yeah, his favourite was dick. Thomas Jefferson's big favourite was dick. That president loved him some dick. I had so much fun. When I found out that Thomas Jefferson had a pet mockingbird called dick, I went, this has got to go into an article. I pitched it to every website I wrote for and none of them wanted it. I went, you know what, I want to write it myself, just so I could write words like Thomas Jefferson loved dick. Thomas Jefferson owned multiple songbirds throughout his life. However, historians have concluded that the president had a particular soft spot for dick because it's the only one that he mentioned by name in his diary. The thing that really cracked me up though is when I was researching this, I just saw a snippet, which obviously wasn't supposed to be funny, it was just a factual account. It says, Thomas Jefferson wrote about dick at length in his diary. I'm like, that's f***ing perfect. That's amazing. That's amazing. So that's going into an article, I don't care. Dick was, by all accounts, an exemplary example of the species and was known to be able to sing several popular songs of the day on command, as well as mimic the cries and songs of other birds.
So you might say he had a very talented
Jefferson had a very talented yes he did.
What kind of songs do you reckon would sing if he was around today?
Definitely Daft Punk songs. So I just imagining this little songbird doing harder, better, faster, stronger. He goes, that's my dick, all right. Get lucky. Yeah, that's right. You're gonna get lucky tonight. Aerodynamic. Go on. Aerodynamic time it is. Oh my God. Oh, Brad, please, for my own amusement, please, just Photoshop two little birds that are here wearing the Daft Punk helmets when I watch it back later. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. It's unclear exactly when and where Dick learned to sing, and historians aren't quite sure if Jefferson took the matter of teaching Dick a few tricks into his own hands. This is our job. Keep going, give me next line. What we do know, however, is that was often by Jefferson's side, usually perched helpfully on his shoulder. So I guess what I could say, Brad, is Jefferson often had on his shoulder. Although did have a cage, Jefferson didn't like to keep him in it, and staff at his Monticello estate could often walk into the room and find flying around. Just the line of staff would walk into Jefferson's office and find flying around. A giant flying going around. It's like, oh, hello, sir. I see excited today. He's like, yes, he is. He's a good boy, isn't he? Very big boy. Very proud. Jefferson was so fond of that he even took him to the White House. And it's said that the president could often be found in his office late at night signing papers with on his head. It'd be a very different portrait. That'd be an amazing thing to put on the dollar bill, wouldn't it? Whenever he was bored, Jefferson was known to play a violin, much to the delight of who'd often sing along to whatever tune the president was playing. By far, though, the greatest trick Jefferson taught his feathered friend was to gently nibble seeds out of his mouth on command, which means that I can say, without it being hyperbole, while he was in office, Thomas Jefferson had and nuts in his mouth. That video about it's not going to be very long, but it's not. We all know it's not about the length of it's about what you do with it and how much you enjoy it. Oh, God. Oh, so yeah, if you enjoyed that video, no, we're not doing that anymore, are we?
No, we're not.
No, fuck it, yeah. Whatever. Oh my God.
Oh, well. So we've heard all about how much Jefferson loved.
Yeah, Jefferson, he loved doing some dick.
Do you have a pet that you love, Karl?
Yeah, actually, I had a pet fish for about 8 years that I loved, and it died. So I was a bit annoyed about that.
I did a fish for 8 years.
Oh, 'cause I looked after it. Fish will live a long time.
Fish don't last that long.
They do if you feed them. You must remember Michael Schofield.
I remember Michael Schofield.
That's all the saga of Michael Schofield, right? No, I had a fish called Michael Schofield, right? When I was a kid.
For people who don't know, where's the name come from?
The name comes from Prison Break. The character Wentworth Miller plays. He's called Michael Schofield, but all the people in prison call him Fish. Like when he first was, I'm guessing fresh fish because
it's slang for new person.
New inmate. When I got my pet fish years ago, my mum said give him a name. I went, Fish. You can't call him Fish. No, his name is Fish. So my fish was called fish for about 2 years until I watched Prison Break and saw that they were calling the guy called Michael Schofield Fish. I went, oh, that's a much better name. You're now Michael Schofield. That fish died, and then I got another fish called Michael Schofield II. I'm up to now Michael Schofield IV, who's at home in my sister's fish tank because I couldn't justify moving around so much with him, so I put him in the big tank we got at home. I'll try and find a picture. I think my mum might be able to take a picture of him. He's now silver. I don't know why.
They do lose the colour, don't they?
This is a thing that can happen to goldfish, yeah. I think you can do it if you leave them in the dark for long enough, they go pure white because they don't get any colour, and if you use certain foods. But now, he's like this f***ing big, it's ridiculous. He's like the size of a fish finger now. So I think that's how they're made. But I think Michael Schofield II died after I had him all the way through university when I let our friend, who shall not be named, look after him. And he just jumped out of his tank. That was the only time I've ever heard of a fish jumping out of their tank after years and years of being owned. And it's only just dawned on me when Brad said it about 5 minutes ago. It's quite fitting that your fish called Michael Schofield died trying to escape. So, I guess it's quite fitting. I felt really sad about that. I had that fish all the way through university, and I used to take selfies with him. Because everyone always takes people. I got sick of people getting dogs and cats and taking pictures with them. So I used to take pictures with selfies with my fish, and I used to take him on walks around the park. I used to put him in a little what do those sealable jam jars you can get? I put him in one of them, take him to the park, and put him by the river and stuff like that. Or I'd make him watch documentaries like Deep Blue Sea and all that sort of thing, and then play the sound of waterfalls.
So you were basically showing your fish all the things he can't have now that he's in captivity?
Well, I guess. He had a good life, though. I used to feed him.
He had a good life. That's why he tried to escape.